Well, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, where is episode 7? Well, the time is now. Here it is, episode 7. But the thing is, I need your help. I don't know which one I'm gonna take out though. Okay, as you can see, we have different variations of the RX-7. We have all 3 generations, and what started it all is this one right here. This is the first generation, SA22C, also known as the FB. As you can see by the styling from the start, Mazda knew what they were doing because this car is already well designed. And moving on, we have this second generation, which is the FC right here. So the FC is the second generation of the RX-7. This, another one, it kind of follows suit with the early FB, but of course it's a little bit more modern. It's a little bit bigger too. And like I said, design wise, it still shares the traits from the first gen, which is quite cool. Now, another example of the FC, which is the second generation, we have this one too. They're all essentially the same, just all built differently by different people. As you can see, the kit is different from one another. And moving on as well, gotta go to the third generation, which is the FD, which a lot of you guys wanted to see. It's the FD. This is the car that everyone dreams about, as well as the others, but this one kind of has that cult following because of just the presence that the FD offers. But the one that we're taking out today is not this one. It's actually this very special FD, and I cannot wait to take you guys out for a spin. But first, let's get into the overview right after we take this thing out to go party. Okay, now let's get the show on the road with this RX-7. First off, this turbo noise and this motor noise in general is a very, very insane, it's just a crazy sound. All right, we got a little straight. I'm sorry for those of you using a headset. I'm sure that broke. I'm sure the audio is just popped on you. But when boost kicks into this car, it's honestly very, very crazy. Well, let's count how many cylinders this motor has. None. Well, this has 2 floating Doritos that just kind of floats around in there, okay? So this is a rotary design, which is what Mazda is known for, especially the RX-7 model. And for this, it is a turbo designed, well, not turbo designed, it's actually been upgraded and modified. So it has a T78 full gritty setup, and it's pushing a little over 500 horsepower, and that's impressive for a car that is honestly just a grown man's go-kart. So the rotary is known for not only that it is a rotary, and it's also known because of its small and lightweight design, but with that, what you lose is your fuel efficiency, because trust me, this thing, you'll use a lot of fuel, and that's practically what they're known for. But who cares if you're going for a performance build? And the thing with the RX-7, there's only one thing that comes to my mind: go-kart. That is what this car feels like. I think it helps the fact that it's 50-50 weight ratio front and back. So it helps the handling immensely, and you feel so planted in this thing. You truly feel like you're in a grown man's go-kart. I can get used to this every day, man. Woohoo! We got a little S-turn right here. And getting into the design of this car, of course, I gotta go overall view, right? So with the overall view of this car, you can tell it's got so much curves, it's got so much character, and it's so smooth, and that's the best way for me to describe it. The front end of this car, of course, is no longer original. It has the RE Mamiya front kit, and of course, the rest of the kit is the Mazda Speed. And I don't know, it just gives it that super aggressive look. The hood is different, and this car, like I said, it's no longer anywhere near stock. Overall view, so let's go with the wheels. The wheels, he has TE37s running 18.9 on the front and 18.10s in the rear, and that's a pretty hefty rear end. And I want to show you guys a little bit more of the rear end of this beautiful FD. One thing about this car is, you know, for being that it is an older, it's considered a classic now, and the design is so timeless. When you see this thing driving in modern day, you wouldn't think that it's an old car. Well, I mean, obviously for those that know, they know it's an old car. So what speaks to me with this design is definitely the taillights, and I feel like it does for a lot of other people too. It's the floaty design taillights, and that's what I refer them to because they just look super cool and they kind of extend out from the body. And with this one, even without the Mazda Speed kit on it, it still looks aggressive. So with this on, it kind of brings it up a notch. I want to get into the door handle design. I don't know what Mazda was thinking when they're coming out with it, but this is so ahead of their time. To have a door handle right here, it makes the whole car looks that much smoother, and it kind of ties the whole design all around. Because sometimes when you see a lot of the design with the cars nowadays, the front will kind of have something going for it, and the side kind of loses it, and the rear just throws it all off. But for this one, it's a consistent, beautiful design all the way around. Are you looking for space? Well, this is gonna be the wrong car for you. So getting into this car, like I'm a bigger set person. So sitting in this car, I have very limited space, but in a way, it's kind of good. It makes you feel more tucked in and hugged when you're driving, so you're not, you know, flying around. Because like I said, this thing is pretty much a human go-kart. As far as the cockpit, I love the gauge design with the RPM being right in the middle, and of course your speedometer is on the right side, and it's got the fuel and the temp on the left side. And for this one too, it has the B pillar, the front right B pillar with the boost gauge and the other gauges that he has for the setup that he's running. But overall interior, the seats feel very comfortable, and these are the original seats. And nonetheless, aesthetic wise, it's very period correct for when this car came out. The tail end of this car loves to kick out, so you gotta be careful because it's such a light car. So when you're turning and let's say you're turning and you're in boost, it'll spit you out for sure. Some downshift noise. My goodness, man. This thing sounds awesome. I love it.